Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? What's going on? I apologize for being late. I'm solo today. My co-host has some business to take care of, so I'm back on once again. And I don't know if you guys can see the topic, but uh, the question is: in every area of life, what do you do when things don't work out? So I'm opening up the phone lines today and taking suggestions, comments, questions, concerns. So you guys feel free to call in. You will be live, and so if you're not ready to come on, then don't come on. But I would also like to tell you guys to like and subscribe and share. And we're on all three platforms: Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. So please like and subscribe, share. And if you got any questions, any suggestions that you want to bring to our attention for us to talk about, feel free to reach out to myself, reach out to James, and we'll make it happen. You can reach James at Strong Arm Security LLC, and that's on every platform. And also, you can reach me on here under Barry Murphy. You can reach me on Instagram under the same, and on YouTube. So with that being said, I also want to shout out my co-host and his lovely wife. I have really been helped out by them since we've been in connection with each other. They came through for me in so many ways, and I just wanted to shout them out and give them their flowers while they can smell them and know that they're appreciated. And I know they're not gonna want me to do this, but I just wanted to say I really appreciate them. I had a couple of emergencies that happened this week, and kind of left me, without some things. So they came through. They came through, and I just wanted to tell them I thank them for being there. They've been nothing but family since we've been in connection. So yeah. With that being said, like I said, I want to dive right into this. I want to, talk about, when you have been through some things in life, things not working out for you, you know, how that can look and how that can be, disappointing, and you feel like giving up. And I just want to talk about that today. I want to really get you guys input on how do you handle it, because again, we talk about solutions on here, and what that looks like is we don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So, I want to talk about, in every area of life, what do you do when things don't work out? So, again, you guys, this is pretty much the show for you, and I don't want to be on here only talking. So, if you guys want to come on, like I said, feel free to come in and make a comment, make a statement, a comment on the page, and we'll go from there. And I was going to have a whole nother topic with my for my co-host, but like I said, they have an emergency, so we're gonna have to wait until next week to get that going. So I would really like you guys to call in, or give us a comment. Let us know you're listening, and I can see everything today. So because I'm in the back office, so uh, I can see everything. So let's talk. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. What have you guys been going through? What have life been throwing at you? I would like to know. I would like to know. I got my tablet pulled up here too, so I can see. Really, really, I've been praying to God to show me a different alternative. Okay, in what regard? In what in what area? You say you've been looking for a different alternative. Uh, and how do you say your name? Really? A real. Uh, I see you. I see you comment. I see you comment. Oh, relationship. Well, I think that's kind of one for all of us. Actually, that's single or that's been uh in a romantic relationship. We don't want to try again, or sometimes we try and it don't work out. Um, okay, Shirley. I mean Sherelle. I'm sorry, is my name. Okay, Sherelle. Okay, so that's real. Got you. But you say you've been praying to God to show you a different alternative. Well, I mean, what have you been doing? Would be the question, because if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're bound to get the same result, right? So the objective is to learn a better way to do what you've been doing. And also, I'll give you some more advice when it comes to romance. Um, a lot of times we have a tendency to not look at why we keep picking the same type of people, because at the end of the day, the common denominator between you and them is you. So sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing, that we're going from one relationship to the next in the perspective of you looking for what you desire. But sometimes it could be, the type of energy that we have when we're talking to other people, and sometimes people attract to your energy. And sometimes that's what causes you to pick the wrong person, because if you're a giving person, if very compassionate, comforting, people can sense that. People can tell, that you give off that type of energy. But if they're not giving you the same thing that you're giving them, and that's what you are expecting, then you might want to switch up, your approach. And so I don't know, I'm gonna be honest, real. I hear a lot of people say that too, that they praying to God. But a lot of things in our life, we have the power and the capability of choosing ourselves. It kind of relates to like school. When you go to school, you learn better ways to do things. And then you learn things on different levels. And so I feel like a lot of times we depend on, the creator to do things for us, but we're responsible for that ourselves. It's kind of like also too, like when people say, they looking for somebody to hook them up with somebody. Um, the thing about freedom of choice and having the ability to choose for yourself is so that you can be comfortable with what you decided. If somebody picks something for you, then that's what they wanted for you, or that's what they see would be best for you. And so sometimes that's not always, the best thing to do is to, wait on creation to bring you, what you need. And so that's what I feel about it. And then sometimes, a lot of times when it comes to romance, sometimes too, we've been hurt so many times until we don't know what good treatment looks like, or when it comes, we don't know how to embrace it. And so that helps. I hope that helps with a different alternative, which you having another way to choose, to pick. And then look, sometimes go outside the box. You know what I'm saying? Do something different. You know, you may have been looking for somebody that, that you were basing who they were on what they make, but identify with their characteristics first. You know what I'm saying? Identify with what type of person they are. Have those uncomfortable conversations, you know, to where you actually getting to know the person. Like for example, do you have do you have kids is kind of basic, but how do you feel about disciplining kids, or how is your relationship with your mother? Do you have a relationship with your father? These are questions that you should ask someone when you're actually focusing on getting somebody to spend the rest of your life with. Um, I don't know. I I've been guilty myself. I'm not gonna lie. I've been guilty of picking the same type of person um, over and over again. And also, I feel like you should go back to the drawing board when it comes to that, and do self examination of why you keep picking that same person. What in you continues to allow you to go after the same type of person or the same type of energy? Is it that you haven't healed yet? Is it that, your expectations are too high? Is it that, what you feel you're going to get is unrealistic? I mean, this is all the stuff that, comes to mind when I think about different approaches or different alternatives to romance. Um, Kind of like the definition of insanity, is to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. Well, you can't keep doing the same thing and expecting something different to come out of it. It's kind of like I told somebody a couple of days ago: if you eat something that's bad for you and you find out that it's bad and you know it's bad and you keep eating it and you get sick, well, you might want to not eat that anymore. So the same rule applies to this. If you keep doing the same thing when it comes to romance and you keep expecting a different result, well, you might want to do something different, right? So let me see what else you asked. I also been reading scriptures and issue is being a godly person from the mate or spouse. It seems as if it's hard to receive a God fearing man. Well, again, again, I say, if what you've been doing is not working, then try something different. Uh, where are you looking for this God fearing man? Um, when it comes to romance, again, are you holding yourself from sexual acts? Um, is that the problem? Do y'all have issues with the same way you view scriptures that they don't? Is it okay for you to be with somebody that is not exactly in the same mindset as you, but still know that there's a creator? So this is things that you got to ask. Everybody don't feel the same way about religion. Uh, but I think I stated this a couple of years ago on another page that I had that in my personal opinion, I felt like a lot of people were gonna miss out on good people because they were worried about what their beliefs were, as far as religion is concerned. And I'll just be honest, in my observation, a lot of people that's religious have more issues than people that's non-religious. So I mean, if anybody feel different, feel free to say something. But in my honest observation, that's what I've discovered. A lot of times we focus on the wrong things. If a person is treating you right, if they're respecting you first, number one, and they're not putting their hands on you, they're not calling out your name, they're not cheating on you, and y'all can have open dialogue about just about anything. What's the problem? What's the issue? And then are you actually trying to get this person to change? Like sometimes indirectly, we can be wanting people to change because we have so many expectations of what we want somebody to be like. But why you just can't let somebody be who they are and accept them for who they are as long as they're keeping core values in place, things that y'all share in common. Why can y'all just build on that? Why do you have to have, these type of demands where, if you don't feel this way, we can't talk. If you don't feel this way, we can't be together. I know some people that let me speak about finance real quick when it comes to this. I know some people that's financially stable and in a position to change the person's life, but they're a very crappy person. They don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to show compassion or empathy. They're just nonchalant about a lot of things. not caring at all. And so I know a lot of people that talk to people like that, and they'll stay with that person just so they can say they got somebody. And so, just because the person has money don't mean that, they're gonna treat you right. And then let me talk about the opposite. Sometimes, finding somebody that you can build with that's not what your caliber of standard is when it comes to finance, but they treat you right is the next option or another option. Uh, and I mean, don't get me wrong. At some point in age too, or in maturity, I would say, um, I feel that you should get to a point where you're stable enough to handle certain things. So I'm not saying that the person should just be, going nowhere fast or, starting things and not finishing, but sometimes we're looking in the wrong place. Sometimes we looking for the wrong things. And so I hope I'm helping you out, Real. But that's my honest opinion about, finding other alternatives to, romance. It's rough out here. It's not easy. It's not like people haven't been hurt, or haven't gotten over being hurt, or people not hurting people, or it's just a lack of a lack of understanding. Is misrepresentation. I mean, it's so many things that we are faced with now when it comes to romance. Let me see, morality over religion. I like that, Gretchen. That's Gretchen. Jenny, I don't know what you mean when you say not true. Uh, Gretchen says, right? Shouldn't there be free will? Yes, I agree with that, Gretchen. Yes, it should. Let me see who else. Christopher. Okay, Jenny. I don't know what you're talking about, Jenny. I don't know if Christopher is on here, but yeah, because I really haven't had any shows about the religious my religious views because I know that's a lot of controversy. Um, I've changed a lot of my perspectives through the years, and I'll just say it on the show. That's not to me. That's not the answer to everything. The end all and the be all. I wouldn't necessarily say I attempting to tell somebody what they should do or what they should subscribe to. But as for me, I've pastored before. I used to preach for a number of years, and I also studied outside of that realm. So I have a different perspective now because I've exposed myself to Western religion and the origins of it. So I actually did a study for years on the different religions and the origins of religion, and also how it looks in other cultures. How other people do, what we call the spiritual aspect. And I can't really go back to the way I used to be when it comes to it. And once again, I'm not telling anybody that they shouldn't do what they feel is best for them, but I look at the things that's going around, and I say that that's not the answer. Um, and that's not to say there's anything wrong with creation, the universal God, or the universal power. But I just know if we knew better, then we would do better. And we don't know better, so we don't do better. And a lot of times, the way that we've even been taught about religion is wrong. It's completely wrong. And I know I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, well, our parents did the best they could, and they only gave us what they had," and that can be true in a lot of cases. But we have access to books and Google. I mean, it's all types of think information tanks out here for us to find out things for what they really are. And like I said, I would say to anybody that's listening, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself to dissect and go back and look and go back over things that you were taught and see if it's actually true, or it's just a speculation. This happened to me. I'll go ahead and share it since I'm on. This happened to me years ago. I was teaching my kids a Sunday school lesson, my personal kids, and my lesson was on telling the truth. And I was telling them how important it was to tell the truth, and why they should, and if they don't, how much trouble they can get into, and the people that love them, how much trouble they can get them into for lying and all that. And then when I got to work that evening, I had to ask myself, was I telling them the absolute truth? Or was I giving them a speculation based off of what I had been taught? And I had to be honest with myself. I didn't hear nobody, come to me and say, you need to leave the church or you need to leave religion. I took self-examination for myself, and I had to be honest and say, yeah, I was giving them a speculation based off what I had been taught. And there is a lot of things that's influential in a positive way when it comes to the scripture or what we have been given to guide our lives. But again, it's not the answer to everything. We read different books. We read books that's inspired by people based off their lives. We read different books in the library, about culture and agriculture and all of that. So everything that you need is not found in one specific place. You have to do research. You have to, open your mind and expand your mind to different possibilities. And it was hard for me to realize that years ago because I was so engulfed in one thing. I didn't see anything else. I had tunnel vision when it came to my perspectives on religion. And so I'm no longer religious. Uh, and I have met some of the greatest people uh, in my life because I got out of that arena. I've exposed myself to people that's the exact opposite, of the people that I used to hang around. And, I've made so many connections. I've made so many networking opportunities. And so, I don't regret it. I don't want to go back. And so even when it comes to romance, I feel like, anything worth keeping is worth fighting for. So even in the aspect of this, as it pertains to, what you asked, Real, open your opportunity. Open your opportunity. Think outside the box. You may just find somebody, like I said, that's just a free thinker and still feel uh the same, about a lot of things that you feel. But they may not put a title on it, they may not put a label on it. They might just think that this is the way the universe works. Same difference, if you ask me, same difference. But people are so adamant about it. But I tell you guys what, I'm gonna share a couple people that y'all can check out. Never done this before, but it's a guy. His name is Ashwa Kwesi. No, and it's not crazy. His name is Kwesi. You can find him on YouTube. I don't have the correct spelling of his name in the front of me, but he's a bright skinned guy with gray hair. Also, another guy that I used to listen to years ago, his name is Tony Broder. And they also talk about, how all of this plays into what I'm talking about when it comes to romance. Religion can have a toll, a negative toll, in the area of romance. And I know a lot of people are gonna disagree with me. I'm here for it. Again, we're looking for solutions at the end of the day. I don't mind being controversial. It's gonna be a lot of controversy sometimes. Some shows are gonna be more difficult than others. But again, it's for us to get to a place where we can come together as a culture, and build some things together. So that may look like, we disagree, but it's okay as long as it's in respect. We can disagree as long as we're continuing to be respectful for each other. But I listen to those two guys. Another good guy to listen to is Ray Hagins. And these guys have been teaching this stuff for years. Like, just talking about, even slavery and how the effect of that had a toll on us when it comes to religion. and how a lot of stuff was whitewashed and just kept from us, because of capitalism, and the ability for people to gain off of us and our ancestors. So it's a lot of things that go into this. So real, we can get into this. We can have this actually as a show, as religion pertains to romance. I can actually have that as a topic. But at this time, let me go on here and read some more y'all comments. Real says Bible is not a religion. This is not a religion conversation. This is more on doing right. There are rules and regulations in the Bible as well as man on earth with his rules and regulations on how to do things with relationships and marriage. I'm just saying, okay, well, I can respect that. Gretchen says, well, actually, that's incorrect. The Bible is the holy scripture of the Christian religion, but I'm not Einstein. But it's over 420, 4,200 religions. I cannot speak on the most real one of what is what. Okay. Okay. Facts. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, again, I can't cover everything on one show. So again, I know a lot of stuff when it comes to these type of conversations, when it comes to religion, and like I said, as it pertains to romance, because like I don't celebrate holidays anymore. Um, Dating, I know that's been offensive to a lot of people, but I'm gonna give y'all an example. I always use this when I talk. Um, I show a lot of people how as a melanated culture, we want to be respected ancestrally for what our relatives went through centuries ago when it comes to slavery, years ago when it comes to slavery. But we celebrate Thanksgiving, right? Okay, so if you was to compare the respect that we desire to the disrespect that we give during Thanksgiving, do we not know that that's a day of slaughter to the Native Americans? And that's actually offensive because their people were slaughtered, just so other people can be thankful. Caucasian people can be thankful. Plumber, I'm sorry, I can't even talk right now, but plunderers, took over, and they tricked their people and they did all type of heinous things to them on that day. And so they commemorated that day by, giving the day of thanks. And now I know they've incorporated, sports. They got, football that's played on Thanksgiving, and a lot of people have bought into that too. And so, it like this just kind of sad because again, most people don't go into this type of dialogue when it comes to this. But I've had issues when it comes to me saying I don't celebrate holidays when I've dated people. They have a problem with that. Even the fact me saying, I'm not praying in a certain name, and I'm not, and that's not to say I don't pray, but I don't subscribe to the same thing that they subscribe to, so they've had a problem with that as well. And it's just even when it comes to people that are more free thinkers, I still found myself, in a situation where we don't have enough in common to keep talking. So uh, people, we leave one extreme and we go to the other. In a lot of cases when it comes to this, and like I said earlier, sometimes that stops us from actually making a connection with somebody because we focus on so much of what a person religious decision is, but not focusing on how much things we have in common. Like if you can build with somebody, build with that person, and not just financially, but conversation wise. If y'all can talk and y'all can, get a lot accomplished in conversation, if y'all bring each other peace, it's a lot of things that go into uh, romance. It's not just religiously based. And I know a lot of people do base their romance on religion. But check it out, y'all. I mean, just look at the divorce rate. If y'all think I'm lying, it's not going down. You know, so a lot of people that's religious still have issues. You know, and I've asked myself, you know, this question many times before: how do two people that even subscribe to that get to that point where it doesn't work? You know, and of course, I know a lot of people say, "Oh, because this person wasn't actually doing what they were saying," you know, they believe in. But sometimes that's not the case. You know, uh, I feel like there's so much more to us as a people and as a culture, and we limit ourselves from what we've been given in the U.S. You know, and again, I'm not saying that anybody should feel the way that I feel. Um, and that the success rate is greater. But I'm just saying, it wouldn't hurt to look into it because I feel like that may be something that would help when it comes to romance. We had a different way to look at how we view romance. It may just help. Gretchen, yeah, I like the child talking here for sure. We've had this exactly. Yes, we have. Real say I don't celebrate holidays as well, so I do get it. Right on, right on. And I appreciate you, ladies, for you know being on the show. I thank you for your comments, and I appreciate everything that you've said. And I hope I haven't forgotten anything. Oh, I'm sorry, I did miss a comment. Uh, Real say I do hold sex from men because in the Bible it says wait to marriage, and this is not religious. This is God rules, and it seems it's hard to understand that the Bible had been. Well, you got a lot of typos here. Uh, but the Bible has been translated differently from man. You can build and see quality with someone that can have the same value as you. Romance is wonderful. Don't get me wrong, but there are men that don't. I guess it's supposed to be whole. Don't know how to be okay romantic, and that's a unbalanced quality. Okay, yeah, well, I would agree with that. Hope y'all understood me, but there's a few typos in there, real. Uh, well, I mean, I would say, well, if you're abstaining from sexual activity, are you a virgin? Do you have kids? Because why would you make somebody wait when you've already been acting? I mean, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you're just supposed to be out here just giving it up. But I'm saying, if you've been with somebody over a span of time, why do that? Why do that? Why keep yourself? We're not getting no younger, and yeah, you got to be safe, and all of that. But we're not getting no younger. I've said this before, and I'm shocked I'm about to say this on the show, but I say all the time, I may wake up tomorrow and my stuff don't work. So if I'm with somebody, they getting it. They getting the business because it might not be the same for them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna use what I got. It's another old saying. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So I mean, this is my take on it. But I don't want to make this all about romance, but I'm hoping, Aurel, I'm helping you out with your question. He said, "My bad." Gretchen said, "Hey, y'all a mess." But so yeah, again, I asked in every area of life, what do you do when things don't work out? And that's the show today is based around that. In my honest opinion, I would say you keep trying. You keep doing things to advance and get better. You don't continue to do the same thing over and over again and expect a different result. You keep pushing and you keep getting better. Again, if you're doing the same thing and it's not working, do something else. Do something different. It pays to try different things. It's just like eating food. You know, we don't always eat the same thing. We don't always want the same thing. We switch it up. Even if you a healthy eater, you find other healthy options, you know, to stop you from eating the same exact thing. You know, we all get tired of the same exact thing all the time, over and over again. So it wouldn't hurt. It wouldn't hurt, in my opinion. It wouldn't hurt to do something different. And sometimes I don't like to use try because in the wrong contents of a sentence, because to me, to trying sometimes says I'm not doing anything. You know, because like if a person say I'm trying to eat or I'm trying to get a job, well, you're really not doing anything to change the situation. Uh, but make an attempt, you know, attempt to do it. Uh, you know, because to me, attempt is better than trying. You know, and again, y'all don't have to agree with it, but it's just what I feel about it. But yeah, you know, I attempt things and then become successful with it. You know, it's just like having an idea. You know, I'll attempt it, and if it stick, hey, I'm gonna run with it. You know what I'm saying? But if I say I'm trying, oh, I'm trying, you're really not doing that. It's like, you know, it's like somebody saying, you know, they want to get out of their situation. You know, I'm trying to get out of my situation. Okay, well, really, just get out your situation. You know, if you don't like it, get out. You don't try. You know, do it. It's an old saying off of Star Wars too. I like to use. Yoda said, he said, "Do or do not. There is no try." You know, either you're gonna do it or you ain't gonna do it. In other words, you know, so do it. You know, there is no try. There is no try. You know, in doing or not doing. Either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it. So, um, but for the sake of this, I would say yes. Attempt is a better word than try. Attempt to get better. You know, and attempting also. It's like you're pushing instead of just, you know, trying. You pushing, you're attempting, you're actually making an effort to do something. You're actually making steps to change, you know, because you're making an attempt. And so, you know, do something different, you know, try something different. Uh let me see. Let me get back on his science. Says sex is good. You're right, Gretchen. Yes, it relieves a lot of stress. You know, it has its benefits. You know, done properly, yes, it is very healthy. Very. So, but yeah, you know, what's some other areas that you guys may see that in every area of life when you've done what you can do. Uh, you know, what do you do? I'm sorry, in every area of life, when you've done all that you can do and it doesn't work, what do you do? You know, what's some other areas that this topic pertains to? Anybody got anything else? Nobody? All right. Anybody have any questions? Anybody have any comments? It can be stress from work. Yes, it can. Yes, yes. And that's good because sometimes when you're stressed from work, um, you need a new job. Let me ask you, since y'all asked it, I'm glad y'all you stated that. Um, why is it that it seems like when it comes to certain things, we have a problem with starting over? You know, when something is not working, why do we continue to stay in it? Even though we know it's not what we want or desire, we'll stay there. Why do y'all feel like we do that? Okay, that's true. Fear. Gretchen says she don't. Okay, so Gretchen, you've matured or you've advanced past that. Okay, Rail said fear, false evidence appearing real. Yeah, but watch this, Rail. That can also be found evidence above reality. Because when you start doing something different, fear is no longer a factor of um, stagnation or you know uh, blockage. You know, it's found evidence above reality, because most time we fear things that we don't understand. But then if you get a better understanding of something, that means you found that it does not have to take control of you. And now it's evident because you can prove it. And it's above reality because it's more than what you thought it could be. And so, again, that's why I would say, we need to expose ourselves to learning different ways to handle situations. It's not just one way to do math problems, right? It's multiple ways to come up with the same answer, especially when you get into multiplication and dividing and, calculus and trigonometry. you know, uh, It'll get you to the same answer. So that proves that it's more than one way to find answers to what we're looking for, right? Okay, let me see. Oh yeah, you're right, Gretchen. I know that about you. Yeah, yeah, you will. You will take leaps. Gretchen says, I know her. She'll take leaps. Uh, William says stagnation. Yes, stagnation. Yes. Uh, I made that up, man. I know it's stagnant, but hey, I'm not a grammar teacher. uh, I'm not afraid of failure after leaping, but I dislike regret. Yeah, well, I mean, we all have regrets, but last week that's why we was talking about what success and what failure looks like. Uh, in order for you to succeed, you have to fail. If every time you put your hand to do something and you succeeded at it, I mean, shoot, we be lined up to find out, what that person is doing. But in life, you have trial and error. You know what I'm saying? You have trial and error. Everything doesn't always work or take a stick the first time. And so, if at first you don't succeed, the saying goes, I would say make the effort again. Um, if you don't succeed that time, make the effort again. You know, do it again. Kind of like, I don't know if y'all remember when we were growing up and our parents knew that we were smarter than what we was applying ourselves to do when it came to homework or something, and they would make us do it again until we realized that, wait a minute, I already know this. It's kind of like the same thing. Uh, Nobody really likes to lose, but that's part of life too. You're not gonna win everything that you do in life, or let me say, you're not gonna win at everything that you do in life. There are going to be some regrets. There are going to be some failures. But as I stated last week, failure does not mean that it's over. A failure doesn't mean that you failed. The only way that you actually fail or you really fail is when you give up completely. That's when you fail. When you give up completely and you stop. But as long as you keep going and you keep pushing, you still on your way. You're still on your way, and it's still a possibility of you gaining or getting what you were attempting to gain or get. So that's why I tell people, but if you're doing something and it's costing you, let me say it's costing you more of a gain than it is if you was to let it go. Let it go. Let it go. If it's stopping you from having peace of mind and you know uh, uh, uh oh man, I can't even talk, peace of mind and making partnerships and connections, and it seems like every time something good comes your way, it's taken away. Look, you might want to try something else. Let me see what Gretchen said. Don't be afraid of fear. Be afraid of the regret that comes from not following your dreams. Yes, I'll walk off a job in a minute. We don't need them, they need us. I'd rather fail a million times and try again before I give up on me. Right, right. She says, my mental health is everything. RIP to everything disturbing my peace. Yes. Yeah. And again, Gretchen, that comes with maturity. If you had not experienced what regret looks like, or failure, or being heartbroken, or being let down, then you probably wouldn't have came to this equation. And so that's why you feel the way that you feel, because you had those encounters, you had those experiences, and that's what I like to see when a person has matured. They talk like she's talking, uh, because you've been through some things, and then you start finding out what's important in life. You start finding out what means more, to you, and where you're attempting to go in life. And I feel like we should do that more often. We should cut things off a whole lot sooner if it's not adding to us. And I even say this, going back to the relationship thing a little bit. I always say this to people that I'm in relationship with, whether it's a friendship or romance. If I'm not adding value to your life, then why am I in your life? You know, that makes no sense. I'm just I'm taking up space. So no, I don't want to be in if I can't add value, to their life. I don't want to do that. So yeah, we should get to a point to where, we stop wasting time, and think about this. I heard somebody else say we also should consider how many summers we got left. We're not getting no younger. So, to me, life is an experience, and you should enjoy it, and you should learn along the way. And, if you don't, then life is passing you by. You know, life is passing you by. But let me see that. Okay. I see some people making connections out here, some family members. But look, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I really missed my co-host and his wife making comments on here, but I know they're handling business, and I'm glad you guys tuned in. We do this every Friday at 6:30 p.m. Central Time. If you guys have any questions, comments, anything that you would like for us to discuss, feel free to reach out to me on Facebook. My Facebook page is the same as my name, Baron Murphy, and my Instagram is the same, my YouTube is the same, but this is Solutions. And since my girl is on here, Gretchen, I want to go ahead and shout her out. If you guys need training for any firearms, she does the training. You guys want to learn how to use your weapon, send her a friend request, shout her out on the page. If you need any information that you can't get from Facebook or Instagram, reach out to me. I'll get you in touch with her. She can teach you, all that, how to break it down, how to put it back together, how to aim, and all of that. She has her own business. She has her own business. It's called Lethal Lips. So feel free to reach out to her, and it's been great. Glad you guys tuned in, and gonna come back next week. And maybe I don't know. I know my voice getting kind of raspy. I need to drink something. But I might start tackling religion, on the show, because that's one of my topics. That I like to share with everybody what I've learned. The religious and spiritual aspects of our culture. Because I feel like that's imperative for us going forward and finding solutions that work for us as a people. We've lost so much. We lost so much, y'all. We lost so much. We don't have a language, outside of America. We don't have foods outside of America, things that our ancestors created during slavery. So it's a lot of things that we don't have. And then I've learned this too. A lot of times we leave one extreme and we'll go to the other. I've seen that too. How people find some good information and they'll leave one thing, jump into that, and then they'll
find something wrong with that and then they jump to something else. But we gotta find a balance. We have to find a balance. You know, and again, if it don't work, hey, try something else. But I might do that. I might do that in the weeks to come. And I want to say that next Saturday I'll be at Bayou City Cigars. I'm having another pop-up shop. If anybody on here know any vendors that have their own businesses that would like to come out and promote and set up, feel free to give them my information. Have them reach out to me, contact me. We'll be downtown Houston at Bayou City Cigars. The owner is Daryl Pretlow. He's a good friend of mine, and we're going to be there next Saturday, 12 noon to, well, until. And then the next one, I'm coming back to All in One. I'll be at All in One Cigars. Gino and his wife Charleston, they own the place. It's off of 1960 and 45 over here by the PRN uniform store close to Red Oak. You guys not doing anything, I'm glad to see you guys come out next Saturday. Feel free to bring somebody. Feel free to come out and support. And also, I don't want to forget this too. Next month, also, my good friend Mimi and my friend Cigar Rich, we're going to get together and have a giveaway for food for the homeless. But we're going to do a kickball tournament at the same time, that same day. So we got a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing with other people in the city. I want to get us out here and let people know what our purpose is and make some changes, make some positive changes, change some people's lives, make some connections and change the narrative, change the narrative. So you guys have a good one. I'm going to get off of here. Shout out to James and his wife in their absence. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Look, y'all have a good evening. Like I always say, it's Friday. Y'all drink responsibly. Don't do nothing I would do. And I will holler at y'all next week. Y'all have a good evening and peace.